Good afternoon. Welcome to today's Prospect Now webinar entitled How to Find Off-Market Real Estate Properties. My name is Warren Nagatani. I'm the General Manager here at Prospect Now. I'll be your host for today. We thank you for joining us. What we're going to cover today looks like this. First of all, we're going to talk about why you want to look for off-market properties and why it's important to you. After that, we'll talk about why an investor would want to sell, how to find off-market sellers, what are those leading indicators that would tell me an off-market property might be interested in selling, and why would an investor want to stay off-market. Before we get to a demonstration on how Prospect Now can help you identify these types of sellers, I'll tell you a little bit about who we are and what the advantage is and how you're going to benefit. At the end, we'll have a Q&A. And to that effect, what you need to do is locate that question box on your control panel, type any questions you want to me during the course of today's webinar, and we'll be happy to answer those at the end. So first and foremost, why should I look for off-market properties? Well, obviously listings drive success, and inventory is at a historic low. And everybody's looking, and obviously anything that's already listed are picked over, especially on the commercial side, right? Residential, it's a little bit different, but clearly there is more demand than there is supply. So for off-market properties, there's a lot less competition because it's harder to do. And I like to call these pre-market sellers, sellers that have not made the decision to sell yet. So why would an investor want to sell? Well, first and foremost, they want to take profits, right? They have financial reasons, and it could be any reason, right? Either they need cash for something, they want to buy something else. In the case of commercial properties, tax benefits may be expiring. You might just have a tired owner. They might have owned properties or many properties, and there's maintenance costs and management issues, and they're just done with it. Why would an investor want to stay off market? There's a lot of reasons for that as well. Privacy concerns, they want to be under the radar. Financial disclosures, nobody really wants to do that unless they absolutely have to. It's an uncomfortable process to go through. The fact that you would deal with primarily professionals rather than investors is another key kind of motivator. So dealing with real estate professionals, whether they be agents and brokers, lenders or lawyers, instead of investors themselves. They want a quiet selling process. They don't want to disclose publicly the value of the property. And in the case of what I think is one of the most important things to look at is the priority is closing a transaction and having a shorter sales transaction over price. So price is, well, it's important. It's not the most important thing, just getting a deal done. So how do you find off-market sellers, right? You as a prospector can look for things like the time of ownership, whether or not the owners are out of state or in state, whether they have multiple investments or loans coming due, how much equity they have in the property, tying to the time of ownership, expiring tax benefits, owner occupied. There's a lot of other reasons as well, right? Some related to the financial aspect, right? What's the rate on the current loan? How much equity do they have in the property? What's the spread between the 10-year treasury? A ton of things would lead someone to identify an off-market seller. Before I show you how Prospect Now can help you do that and how you can benefit, let me tell you a bit about us. We are a real estate software and information provider located here in the Bay Area. Profitable in operations, our customers include 5 of the Fortune top 20. We have over 4,000 paying users, and you can see some of our logos there at the bottom. They span the commercial real estate to residential real estate to loan brokerage to business banking customers. Why should you be interested? 2 reasons. Number one, you can increase your earnings potential. And number two, maximize your marketing spend. Make what you're doing now more efficient while increasing your earnings potential. That's what Prospect Now exists to do for you. What is it? We're an advanced lead generation and marketing platform that's designed specifically to help real estate professionals, both brokers, agents, and lenders, identify, rank, market to, and contact potential sellers and buyers of any kind of real estate. How is it different? Number one, we have a proven, predictive, analytical model that predicts which properties are most likely to sell. We provide the owner contact information in real time, and we include integrated marketing automation tools and a built-in CRM. There's no black box marketing, I call it. You have complete visibility and control over what you want to do and how you want to do it. We have value-based pricing and month-to-month subscriptions. So how does this work? Remember all those data points we talked about on why someone would want to transact off market, right? Well, we take all of those and hundreds more and analyze them on a historical basis. So we have over 8 years of sales transactions that we've cataloged on the properties. And we look at those: holding period, property type, ownership type, location, interest rate, 10-year treasury, the spread, and we apply our patent pending predictive algorithms to it, score each property, rank them, and present them to you so that you can prioritize your outbound efforts to find off-market properties. The results can be stunning. A 2x increase in your marketing efforts. So essentially, we want you to stop wasting time marketing to owners that are not going to sell. Spend your time and energy on those that have the potential to sell. So the question becomes, does this even work? Well, here's your proof. And this is a residential study, but I want to show this to you because the results are consistent. Santa Clara County in California, residential, 335,281 total single-family residences. This summer, 9,304 sold. We predicted 8,869 of those to sell before they sold. 95% accuracy. 95%. So that means that allows you to hone in tightly on exactly the properties that you want. The effectiveness of the solution. The average Prospect Now user generates 140 net new leads, 52 qualified opportunities, resulting in 7.2 net new listings generated by Prospect Now, with a crazy return on investment. High value from great results and a minimal investment. So we're going to go to the demo. And again, as I prepare for this, if you have any questions, go ahead and hit that question box on your control panel, and we will get to those at the end. So I'm going to show you two use cases, one commercial and one residential. And the first one is I'm going to show you is how to find these off-market properties if you're a commercial agent. So bear with me, Resis. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to LoopNet. And I'm going to look for industrial properties, actually office properties in San Jose that are between 10,000 and 50,000 square feet. So let's suppose for a moment I have a client that's looking for that. Well, of course, I can go to LoopNet and I can see what's listed, but we're looking for off-market. Everybody's seen those, and there's a reason why they're still listed, okay? And if one of those are acceptable to you, that's great. If not, then let's do this. We're going to take the addresses from LoopNet that match our criteria because they're already listings. I'm going to drop those into the multiple property search for Prospect Now. Simple as that. I'm going to search for those in Prospect Now. And I'm going to tell you why we're doing that. These are already listed on LoopNet, so I already know about those. So I want to eliminate those from my off-market search. So I'm just going to go ahead and hide those just by clicking on hide. Okay? So those are in our search results, and I'm going to hide those. The next thing I'm going to do in the property search here is I'm going to go to more filters, and I'm going to go to this advanced search, and I'm now going to choose where I want to search, what I want to search for, and do that. So now let's go here, and remember, I need a property in San Jose. So I'm going to choose San Jose. Commercial office. And the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to look for properties that are 10,000 to 50,000 square feet. Okay. Normally, I could go through and put in when the sale date was, what the price was, trying to narrow down to a likely target. But all you simply need to do is choose location, type, any other information here, and then locate this likely seller box, check it. Now do your search, and there are your results. Now, there are 79 results for the exact type of property you're looking for. And we've excluded the 5 listings on LoopNet that matched my criteria. Remember, we hid those. So these aren't in here. So these are not listed on LoopNet. So now what you can do is notice here we have scored and ranked them for you. Anything in green is a high seller probability. Anything in yellow is a medium seller probability. And anything in orange is moderate seller probability. Now, without getting into detail, we rank every property. Anything over 70% we deem, or a score of 70, we deem as likely to sell. So that's what we show you in the results. 79 are likely to sell, and we just split those up into thirds to give you the moderate, likely, medium, and high seller probability. So now what you can do here is you can go to this property, for example, let's just pick one of these, scroll up, and you can see now the property tab will show you everything about the property, all the demographics, size of the property, when the last purchase date and price was, who the lender was, who the seller was, assessed value, all of that. Clicking on the owner tab will show you the owner as it appears on the title with the address of where they received the tax bill. If this is some sort of entity, we will show you that entity and the partnership record. You can get a phone number, and we're not going to have a phone number for everybody, but in most cases we will, and you can see here the partner in the entity that owns the property, we have his phone number right there. Additionally, tenants will be displayed here. Transactional history on the property will be here. Another thing you can do, which is pretty cool, is going back to that owner tab. If you click on this owner here, that takes you to the owner detail page and will give you a single view into everything here. Now notice this owner owns more than one property. So we will show you all of the properties that they own. There's another one. there's another one, and there's another one. 4 in total. So locating these gives you an opportunity to find multiple opportunities for an owner. So the question becomes, what can I do with this? Okay. As before, I said you can look at phone numbers and call them. You can also save these to your contact manager. So if I find one, actually, where is that one? This one's here. I can literally save this to the contact manager and enter notes here. And I can save this to the contact manager. Now that's here. Other things I can do is I can select all of these, for example, or any ones you want, and I can send mail. Clicking here allows you to create and save letter templates, postcard templates, and either print them yourself in the case of letters, or have Prospect Now create the postcard, create the letter, put the postage on, and send it to your recipients for you for a fee. The other thing you can do here is if you want to do that all externally, you can export these records, and you can even include the phone numbers if you wish. I'm not going to do that at this point because it takes a little bit of time. And you can create an export. And now what this will do is create the file for you, let you know when it's completed, shows you where you can download it, and emails you notifications to a link to download it. So I'm going to go ahead and click there and open this. It's probably going to open it somewhere else. I got to go find that. Bear with me for a second. Here it is, right there. So now what's happened is this has given me an Excel spreadsheet with the owner name, the mailing address of the owner, any other owners appearing on title, owner type, how many properties they own. Then it gives you any business information related to the property owner, and then the property information itself, way over here. Property ID, the assessor parcel number, the address, recording date, sales price, buyer, seller, loan amounts, etc. And that is for you to use. Okay? All right. I'm going to switch gears and show you the next demo. And this one is going to be a similar demo, but for the residential. I'm going to do the same thing. I now have gone to the MLS, and let's say I have a client that wants at least a 32 in the 95125 area code or zip code. So I've gone to the MLS, found the ones that are already listed. I'm going to search for those in Prospect Now. Prospect Now will locate those, and there they are. And since they're already listed on the MLS, I'm just going to go ahead and hide those from my search results, like that. And as before, I'm going to go to the advanced search, choose my zip code, 93125, and this time I'm going to search for single family residence, right there. And I want this to be at least 3, but no more than 4, but it can be either at least 2, no more than 3, bed and bathroom, right? And this time, again, I'm going to choose likely sellers. So let's review that. Searching for SFRs 93125 zip code. Sorry about that. Somewhere between 3 and 4 bedrooms and 2 and 3 baths. And I've chosen the likely to sell feature. 951, I don't even know my own zip code, 95125. Search. All right. We get a lot of results, interestingly, right? We had like 7 listings, but here's a whole bunch that show up that are likely to sell in this neighborhood. So, and here they are, right? As before, all separated and ranked and scored and ranked and presented to you. So if you look at one of these, here it is, a single family residence, 4, 2 bedroom bath. Here's the owner, right? Just like that. And as before, you can do whatever you want, right? Look up a phone number. There you go. Boom. Dennis C. Martin, owner Untitled, Dennis C. Martin. Gotcha. I can save that. Put that in my contact manager. Off to the races. The other things I can do, as I mentioned before, I can take some of these, send a postcard to, a letter, a postcard, whatever I want. I can even create my own and download them. Or I can export these again to a file as I showed you before and have that so that I can use in some sort of external program, or even put it into a database that you maintain outside of Prospect Now, whatever you want to do. Okay? So right away you can see the benefit, the strength of Prospect Now, the ability to find properties likely to sell and give you their contact information. Let me give you a couple of examples of real-life use cases or success stories, as they are, using Prospect Now. The first one's a commercial real estate testimonial. Ken Hopp was a sports broadcaster, went into commercial real estate. When he launched his partnership, one of the first things he did was subscribe for Prospect Now. And using that, he identified and closed a $275 million multifamily deal and really launched this business going forward. On the residential side, just this one quote. I love this quote because it's so on point and brief. Signed up, used the predictive analytics, and within a week got a listing from it. No complaints here. That's Chuck Lebo, Alampanel Realtors. So in summary, and before we wrap up with the Q&A, off and pre-market properties can be very lucrative. There's a great return on your investment. And Prospect Now streamlines the prospecting process. It increases your efficiency, allowing you to get to more leads in less time, and it gives you an advantage over your competition. Increase your sales probability, increase your earnings potential, make your marketing more efficient. All right. Before we close here, I'm going to give everybody an opportunity to ask questions and we can answer those. Locate the question box in your control panel. I'd be happy to answer any questions you have.